Hello, today we're going to be reading the story I'm writing called Spawn the Reckoning. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. For more videos like this, watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff. My youngest son's channel, He's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Over Chris 10. Let's dive into the video. The rain fell relentlessly over the city, a torrential downpour that soaked the streets, blurring the lights of distant neon signs into hazy reflections on the wet pavement. Beneath the shadowed streets and towering buildings, there was a figure that moved like a wraith, cloaked in the darkness of night. His name was Al Simons, but to the world he was known as Spawn, a tortured soul trapped between heaven and hell, neither living nor dead, forever bound by the chains of his own guilt. Once a highly decorated soldier, Al had died in the line of duty, betrayed by those he trusted. He had been sent to hell, a soul lost to a fiery eternity. But that was not the end of his story. Hell had other plans for him. A demon, Malburger, ruler of the section of Hell's infernal army, offered him a chance for revenge against his former masters. A chance to return to Earth and command a legion of Hell's soldiers. In exchange, Al's soul was given a new, infernal form. The blackened symbionite that now covered his body was a living, breathing weapon, and its power was both a blessing and a curse. The spawn of Hell, it granted him immerse, strength, recognition, regeneration, and the ability to weird its dark, trusting energy. But in return, it also drew him closer to the darkness inside, threatening to consume him entirely if he lost control. Tonight, the city was his battleground. Bond stood on the edge of a skyscraper, gazing down at the chaotic city below, his eyes glowing green from beneath the mask that obscured his face. Scanned the street, a criminal syndicate had begun to rise in power, and rumors had spread of a new weapon, a device that could turn the tide of the underworld's war. Bond couldn't let that happen, but there was more to this fight than just the syndicate. There was something darker, something far more intense that lurked in the shadows. Al's mind drifted back to the past. He had once been a man of honor, a soldier who fought for a cause he believed in, but hell had twisted him into something else. His mind constantly at war with the symbionate struggled to maintain his humanity. He had tried to find peace, to rid himself of his guilt and the endless weight of vengeance, but the darkness never related. Al Simmons' voice echoed from the shadows behind him. You cannot escape your destiny. Bond turned, his cape whirling behind him. There, standing in the midst of the downpour, was a familiar figure. Cannon, his old wife, the woman he had loved, but she was no longer just a woman. She had a part, become a part of his torment, a specter summoned from his memories. Her face was serene, but her eyes reflected the pain of everything that had happened. You're not real, Alfred. His voice cold, the familiar burn of regret creeping into his chest. You can't be. I've seen you. I've seen what I've done to you. Ceylon smiled softly, her ghostly form shimmering in the rain. No, Al, I'm real. And so is everything else you've done. You cannot outrun your actions. Not forever. A surge of anger coursed through him, the symbiote reacting to his emotions. The air crackled with dark energy as Spawn clutched his fist. I didn't choose this. I didn't want any of this. You chose revenge, Sion's voice softened. And now it has consumed you. You're not the man you used to be, you're something else. The words stung, but before Al could respond, a thunderous crash echoed from below. A group of heavily armed Marquinis stormed the streets, leading a convoy of black SUVs. At their side was the weapon, the one that he had come to stop. Without hesitation, Spawn leaped from the building, his cape flaring out as he plummeted towards the Marquinis below. Landing with the force of a thunderclap, he immediately struck out with his chains, wrapping them around the neck of one mercenary before hurling him into a nearby car. The rest of the group scattered, pulling guns and firing at him. The bullets did nothing. Spawn advanced, his sibilant crackling with energy, forming weapons from his body, each strike tearing through flesh and bone. The chaos was relentless, but Al didn't care. He was beyond caring. All that mattered was stopping them, stopping the threat. But as he fought, the haunting image of Sirion lingered in his mind. Was she right? Had he truly become a monster? The finer mercenary fell, and the streets fell silent. Bond turned his attention to the device, the weapon that could change everything. It was a sleek metallic object, pulsating with an eerie green light. Al could feel its power from here. This wasn't just a tool for war. This was something more. He couldn't allow it to fall into the wrong hands. But before he could approach, a shadow loomed over him. A figure emerged from the darkness, cloaked in fire and brimstone. It was Malblenga, the demon who had damned him to this existence.
The demon.
Did you think you could stop the
read it?
invertible Al Simmons? Malblenga's voice rumbled. Malboja's voice rumbled.
What the fuck
As
are you
if
reading
the
on?
very ground trembled
Are you
beneath
reading
it.
a story that you made? I made what? What you reading?
A story on ChatGPT.
So who made?
I'm not for sure.
Probably me.
I don't care about your plans, Spawn said, through gritted teeth. I'm not your
What other
pawn
names
anymore.
were there in this?
The demon laughed, a cruel sound that echoed
Did
through
you
the
just
night.
start reading? I hope you didn't mess up no.
Never were in control. You belong to hell and the city. It
Oh,
will
this is
burn.
why I need to get
This
Mama to
you have
people.
burned.
I need to get her to response.
In that moment, Spawn understood the battle wasn't just about the city or the weapon or even the syndicate. It was about his soul, and if he had any hope of finding redemption, he would have to make the ultimate sacrifice. The Symbionite surged as he raised his hand to strike, but instead of unleashing his roar of fury, he focused, channeling all of his energy into one final attack. The air crackled with energy as he summoned a massive blast of dark force. The power of his rage and guilt unleashed in one final desperate move. Malbangla's form wavered, but the demon only smirked. You can't destroy me, Al. No, Spawn said, his voice steady despite the pain that tore at him. But I can destroy you. With a final, defiant roar, Spawn unleashed the blast, tearing through the demon's form and shattering the device. The weapon exploded in a brilliant burst of green light, disputing the dark magic that had lingered over the city. The battle was over, but the war within Al, sandwiched between the man he once was and the monster he had become, was far from finished. As the rain continued to pour, Spawn stood alone, the weight of his actions pressing on him. His journey was far from over, and the road to redemption was still long. But for the first time in years, Al Simmons allowed himself a silver of hope. Maybe, just maybe, there's still a chance to save his soul. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out till the next one.